know that ELBAPH arc means we are at the final stages of One Piece, and Luffy has struggled a lot versus the Garossi in Egghead arc. So this arc will be the key part of how Luffy will finally be able to fight the Garossi, Emu, the Holy Knights, all these guys in the final arc or the final battle that's gonna happen with the world government and all. And this all means Scopper Gaban is the key part of the whole situation. I mean, it's been all over YouTube in the past, I don't know, like week or so, since we are in a break week and all. What happened in the final chapter, let's say, was not surprising, okay? Because so many people were talking about Scopper Gaban being the guy who's gonna find a solution or a way on how to fight these guys who are basically immortal and have all the regeneration in the world, okay? So, since Rayleigh was the first character that have shown us how to fight a Logia, so many people were assuming that Scopper Gaban, since he's the left hand of Roger, the king of the pirates, he's gonna be the man who can finally find a solution. Not find a solution, like he knows it before, but he's gonna finally tell us, or Oda is gonna show us from Scopper Gaban on how to fight these guys, okay? And I've seen so many theories in the past like 2 weeks on people like saying that's a new type of haki, that's a new type of power, etc. But the thing is, and what is more important is, I believe that it's a new type of haki, okay? Because every time we get into a new power in One Piece, always the solution to this power is haki. So this means, and even so, when Kaido was talking to Luffy about Roger, and you can basically be the strongest ever by just haki and all. This basically means that Oda loves haki so much, okay? He wants the haki to be the top part of One Piece in the like power scaling and all of that, okay? Because he is a guy who learned so much from Akira Toriyama Sensei, right? And Akira Toriyama Sensei based the whole powers of Dragon Ball on the key, right? And that is why I believe Oda is following the footsteps of Akira Toriyama Sensei, okay? So that is why it is definitely whatever Scopper Gaban did to fight Summers and to cut his hand without even being able to regenerate his hand and like bring it back. This means that Scopper Gaban used a new type of haki, a new technique, which includes a new type of haki. And don't get me wrong, I know so many people were saying, and even Cyclo in the past live stream that we were doing talking about the chapter, he said that there are so many like new type of hakis. Can we just stop? Okay, wait, hold on. It will always be 3 type of hakis, right? It is observation haki, armament haki, conqueror's haki. But you can get into the details of all 3 type of hakis. Like in the armament haki, you got the advanced, you got all these type of stuff. In the observation haki, the same thing. So in every type of haki, you can go into the details of it, and having so many type of hakis inside this type of haki, okay? I hope I'm making sense right now, alright? So I believe that this is a new type of like Conqueror's haki, okay? So this is not a new 4th type of haki. This is something inside of the Conqueror's haki, which Luffy needs to learn in this arc from Scopper Gaban. Because as we know, before Whole Cake Island, before Wano, the struggle with Luffy versus Big Mom and Kaido was that their body is so hard that you can't even fight them. You can't even punch them. You basically you can't do anything to them, right? But then Luffy learned about the Rio, and he learned about the advanced Conqueror's haki. Am I right? So that is why Luffy was able to fight Kaido, and he didn't fight Big Mom, but he could have for Big Mom, right? So that is why Luffy in this arc, and Oda usually loves to do that, because we've seen in Arabasta, Luffy versus Crocodile, and Luffy was struggling because he's Lugia and all of that. Versus Smoker, Luffy was struggling. And then we got to Kizaru, and we've seen Rayleigh basically was able to fight Kizaru, even though he was a Lugia Devil Fruit type user, okay? So then we got the time skip. Rayleigh was training Luffy for 1.5 years and all of that, alright? So now we got into Whole Cake Island. Luffy was struggling against Big Mom. He wasn't able to do anything like to fight Big Mom. And then we got into Wano, and he did that rage moment goosebumps. Okay, wait. I'm literally getting goosebumps right now, okay? The rage moment of Luffy using so many elephant guns and fighting Kaido with Gear Force and all of that, but basically did nothing because he had to learn about the Rio, which is a new type of haki, which is exclusively in Wano. So I believe that this type of haki, I'm not gonna say it was exclusively, or the type of haki that Scopper Gaban used was exclusively in like ELBAPH, because we've seen all these guys, they weren't able to do anything to fight the Holy Knights, but I would assume that this is a new type of haki that Scopper Gaban used, which is Luffy needs to learn this type of haki at the end of this arc, because we've seen the moment Scopper Gaban was fighting Luffy and Kizaru, he basically was not fighting, like he wasn't fighting seriously. But the problem with Luffy that he's not gonna fight you seriously because he can understand your emotions, and he can feel that you basically don't want to kill him, right? And that's what Rayleigh was telling Luffy, that I can't like fight you for real. You can't progress or power up your haki unless you fight someone who wants to kill you, right? Like instantly he can do that. And Rayleigh was saying that I can't because I don't want to kill you, and Scopper Gaban doesn't want to kill Luffy, right? So Luffy understood that, or he felt it, and that is why Luffy was not fighting seriously until the moment Rayleigh threw the axes and Zoro and Luffy realized that this man is serious. Scopper Gaban did that to make Luffy fight seriously until the moment we've seen the Gear 5, he saw the white form and says, that is it, I surrender, thank you, mwah, see you later, right? And then he said, meet me at the end before you guys leave ELBAPH, and then we're gonna talk, right? So I believe that at the end of ELBAPH arc is gonna be the moment where Luffy meets Scopper Gaban, and Scopper Gaban is gonna reveal who he is, and Luffy is gonna be shocked. He is gonna be shocked, and we might even see like some flashback of Rayleigh while he was training Luffy at the 18 months, and he was telling him some stories like with the Roger Pirates and with Scopper Gaban. So Luffy is gonna be absolutely shocked, and then he's gonna respect him. I mean, he respected him the moment he threw these axes, bro. He threw these slashes, and Luffy realized that he was in danger, okay? So I believe in that moment, the moment Scopper Gaban reveals who he is to Luffy is gonna be the moment Luffy respects the shit out of Scopper Gaban, and Scopper Gaban is finally gonna train, or probably train Luffy like on how to use this type of haki. And I guess that's it, guys. Like, drop your thoughts, what do you guys believe, because everything I said in this video can be thrown out to the garbage if in the upcoming which is this week, a new chapter. Imagine Summers was able to regenerate his hands, and okay, this is not gonna happen, okay, because well, number one, Scopper Gaban is one of the Rogers Pirates, and they're basically the strongest like crew ever. If we're gonna exclude the Joy, I mean, I even believe that they're stronger than the Joy Boy crew, okay, because it was just Joy Boy. I mean, you can say Zunisha and these guys, but yeah, I believe the Roger Pirates was the strongest ever. And Oda respects the shit out of the old men, the legends of One Piece. So yeah, I believe Scopper Gaban is gonna be the man who finds a solution to this whole regeneration stuff. And I guess that's it. Like I said, guys, write in the comments what do you guys think. Do you guys believe that whatever Scopper Gaban did was a new type of haki, like a new type of Conqueror's haki? If so, and yeah, like I said, thank you guys for watching. Mwah.